Hey guys, welcome back to Laced Up Podcast. Super excited for today. I got one of my best friends that I met while I was up at Utah State, Mike. So some people are saying we're mic'd up today. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, most definitely.
No.
Most definitely.
Introduce yourself, Mike. I can't even pronounce your last name. Anyanwu.
Anyanwu. Mike
Anyanwu.
Anyanwu.
Oh, it's
Yes,
close,
sir.
man. So Mike plays corner up at Utah State. He's been there since
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Give us a little intro then. Where'd you go to high school? Where are you from? Where are you originally from? Where'd you go? All that stuff.
I'm originally from Inglewood, California. It's right outside of LA, about 10 minutes away from LA. But for high school, I went to Charter Oak High School. It's in San Gabriel Valley. It's about 30 to 40 minutes outside of LA. I went there for high school, and kind of that's where I really started playing football, to be honest. But so I found football there, and that's really how I got here. But yeah, high school was I went away from home, and I don't know, just got to see new things, got to see new opportunities. I moved when I was young, but when I got to high school was when I really started to meet new people, meet new friends, kind of find myself a little bit and find football, find sports a little bit more. Yeah, so it was good for me.
So you said you moved away from home for high school?
Yeah, I moved. I moved when I was pretty young, but we were still back and forth. My whole family's from Inglewood, LA area, so we were always there.
Mm-hmm.
But for school, I was in Covina, San Gabriel Valley, and I went to high school.
Okay.
That's where I went to high school. But I'm originally from Inglewood. I was born there. Moved to Covina. My mom got a good job opportunity there, so we moved when we were young. And then I just went to school out there, though.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was your family life like? Like, did you grow up in a big family, a little family?
It's pretty small, but immediate family is small, but I got a big family outside of it. Like I got a lot of aunts, uncles, cousins, and stuff around me, like real close to me. I have two brothers and a younger sister now that's 7 years old. But other than that, we grew up with all of our cousins, so our family's huge. We grew up with all of our cousins, like so. I mean, in terms of like brothers and sisters, it's not that many. It's only four of us, but man, with our cousins and all the people that we grew up with, it's a big family.
Really?
Yeah.
So you guys were pretty tight though. Like you
Yeah.
saying, like extended family was really tight and involved in your life.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That's way cool.
I grew up in my extended family, so
Like living in the same home, or?
no, just real close, like
Gotcha.
5 minutes away. Like we'd be there every weekend. You know, we'd be at
Right.
this aunt's house this weekend. This one's the next weekend. We just all around. Like we were just really close. Everybody was real close together, so we all hung out all the time.
Dude, that's way cool.
Yeah.
And you, so Inglewood, what was the high school like that you went to, like demographic wise?
It was pretty balanced.
Really?
Like yeah, it was a little bit of everything, and it was real cool to see that, coming from where I originally was, but it was cool. Like it was a good experience for me. I'm glad I got to experience that, and just a different side of I learned a lot. Like I said, I kind of grew up and found myself in high school. So yeah, it was pretty balanced, and I enjoyed it.
You also said that was when you like started playing football. So did you not play football growing up?
I did. I tried it, but like here's the thing. So I don't know. I don't know if they have it in Utah, but in Cali, they have this thing where like in Junior All-American, it's called the 10-play rule.
Okay.
So I mean, we paid to play. Obviously,
Right.
You pay to get on the team and stuff. So when you pay, the coach has to put you in for 10 plays.
Yeah.
And like when I was young, and when I was playing football, when I was super little, when I first started trying it, I was a 10-play kid. So I'd go in for 10 plays, and they'd run the ball 10 times, and I was a receiver. So they'd run the ball 10 times, and I'd go back out, and that was it. So I didn't really play. Like I tried it, but I didn't really I wasn't enjoying myself. I didn't really like it. So in going into high school, I was like, I'm not playing football. I was a basketball guy. I played like competitive travel basketball growing up, and that was my thing. That was the thing I focused on. And so when I got to high school, I was like, I'm not playing football. Like I don't want to play football. And I go to basketball tryouts, and I meet the varsity football coach's son, and we got real close. He was one of my best friends, and all my friends that I grew up with were trying out for the football team. They were all convincing me to do it. So I did it, and I ended up working out. Ended up being one of the best kids out there, even though I didn't play growing up.
That's funny, bro. I had no idea about that, actually.
Yeah.
So did you play all 4 years of football in high school?
Yeah. Football and basketball.
And basketball? Did you do track too?
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
If you could have picked, would you have rather gone D1 in football or basketball?
Basketball.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Why do you say that?
It's just it's my favorite sport.
Yeah, still?
Still to this day, it's my favorite sport. It's my first sport.
Right.
Yeah, I love basketball. I mean, if I was 6'5" and could play basketball, I would play basketball.
You don't got a jumper, though. That's your problem.
Crew, you never see me play. You have no idea. You better ask about me.
Oh, that's funny. So let me ask you this, though. Is it your favorite sport to watch or just play?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
See, because I love playing basketball, but, dude, I hardly watch it. I can't watch it.
Why?
I don't know. Something about it. I'll watch March Madness, and I don't really watch much NBA. I'll watch a little bit.
I was just about to say that. If you're only watching NBA, you're missing out. You gotta watch college basketball.
So that's the thing. I would rather watch. They play a lot harder. It's a completely different game.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll give you that. No, it's cool. I didn't realize that. And so, what do you feel like? I guess, was it just more opportunity, or what was the process like for you in high school that ended up getting you to Utah State? Like, how'd you end up there?
That's a good question. I mean, I was good at basketball, but football, I was just like, you could tell like I had the potential, and I was just like, I wasn't average. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From freshman year all the way to senior year, like you knew like if I put my head down and kept working, like I was gonna go somewhere, and so I listened to what people were telling me, that was what people were telling me. I listened and I just kept working at it. And I tried. I told myself I was going to try, even though I didn't want to. I didn't want to play football. I really didn't like it anymore at that point. But I just kept listening to people, and I just kept trying every day. And I just eventually started liking it. And that's really how I got here.
Did you have a bunch of offers coming out of high school, or what'd you have?
I had like 10, or in around 10.
Really?
Plus or minus. Yeah, I had around 10. But when it came down to it, I had D1 and FCS. I don't remember all of them at this point, but by the time I had 10 at the start of my recruiting process. They all came like at the same time. I was getting like 3 a day at one point.
Oh, wow.
And by the time it got to the end, I was like it had all boiled down to like Utah State. Like I feel like I thank God. I feel like I always say like he made it so easy for me. Like he just paved the way and mapped it out for me.
Yeah.
It made it real easy for me to pick, and that's why I was like, people ask me sometimes like, if you could go back with no, I would still be here at Utah State because I feel like this is where God has me right now. This is where I'm supposed to be.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you take an official visit to Logan, Utah before you committed there?
I did. In the winter.
In the winter,
bro. And believe it or not, it was one of the reasons why I came, bro.
Really? Why? Tell me about that.
I mean, I'm from a big city, the big city stuff, and I came here and it was my first time seeing snow, and I was like a little kid, throwing
this is
snowballs
crazy
around, and I was just like, I went home and I went back to the big city stuff, and I was like, I kind of want to break, I kind of just want to be able to focus on school and football, and I set goals for myself. I want to set goals for myself and be able to achieve them, and I also wanted a different scenery. I wanted to see what small college town was like. Just get a break from big city because that's where I'm from.
That's cool. Well, if you want to break from the big city, Logan's the place to do it.
It's the perfect place, I'm telling you.
Hey, you said something about goals. You're a big goals guy?
Yeah, I'm a huge goals guy.
How do you feel like that's helped you?
It's helped me a lot, but to be honest, I've had to learn. It's been a process with me setting goals for myself. I've learned to kind of not be easy on myself, but I can sometimes my mind is just, if I see something and I want to do it, I'm like, I want to do that. And then tomorrow I'm going to see something else. I'm like, I definitely want to do that.
Yeah.
So I have my mind in so many different places. And then now, just today, from 2018 and now, I've kind of just learned to kind of just set short-term goals and just boil them down and just knock one pin down, knock another pin down, knock another pin down. So it's been a journey with goals. I mean, at first, I wasn't doing well with them because I was trying to do so much at once, and it was like,
right.
You know what, let's do this right now, let's take the next step and let's do that and let's take the next step. So I've grown a lot in that area for sure.
That's pretty cool. I read a book, or in one of the books I read, it talked about the misunderstanding of the word priority, and how it's like people like, oh, give me your priorities, and they've turned the word priority into like it can mean multiple things, when really it's just a singular noun, whatever it is. I don't know. We don't worry about that, right? But it's just one thing. So it's like you can have a priority, but you can't have priorities, because at the end of the day, priority means one thing. And so it's like when you have a priority, all your other things fall in line, versus when you try to have multiple priorities, it's like your head's spinning.
100%.
You're going all these different directions. You're like, what am I supposed to be doing? So
100%.
no, that's cool, man. I think that's a big separator for people, like people who are goal driven, and it helps people stay focused, especially like as a college athlete, bro. There's so much stuff going on. Yeah. What do you feel like the hardest, like, what would you say the biggest distraction is for you?
The biggest distraction about being a college athlete? That's a good question. Distraction? I don't know if it's necessarily a distraction, because I'm pretty good with distractions. Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty disciplined, and I'm pretty, but I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand with my goals, like my own expectations for myself, my own I don't know what the word is, but what I set out to do, and like what I say I want to do, like being able to balance everything, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot on the plate.
Yeah.
What are some of your like you don't have to share like anything too deep, but like what are some of your short-term goals and some of your long-term goals? Or like maybe even not goals, but just like aspirations in life.
I want to play professionally when I'm done. I want to play as long as God blesses me to play the game. And then after that, I want to be able to network, and right now that's what I'm working on is networking and trying to know as many people and get to, I don't know. Since I've done it, it's kind of been like an eye-opening thing for me, but networking and like knowing as many people as I can, because like I told one of my friends this the other day, and I was like, for the first time, I felt like I was the dumbest person in a conversation, and I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Because like I learned so much from one conversation, than being around the same people every day talking about the same things. Like I want to be able to be like at a mind space and a place in my life where there isn't a conversation that I can't join. Like I want to know a little bit about everything, and I want to be able to, I don't know, be in a bunch of different worlds. Like I want to be able to do a lot of things. So kind of just learning a lot about a lot of different things, I guess you could say, is the short-term goal right now, is just kind of feed my brain with the things that are important, I guess.
Right. Soak up as much as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the cool things about like the situation we're in as college athletes. It's like you're surrounded by so many freaking people that it's like if you're smart and you take advantage of it, you can get some good connections. Oh, yeah. Like and everybody loves to be a part of all the old people want to be a part of the football team.
No, for real.
So it's like you have the people coming in, and it's like you can either treat it as like, oh, here's another old dude coming to talk to us, or it's like, hey, let me go shake that dude's hand and introduce myself.
Exactly.
So that's super cool. Do you want to be like what do you want, like whenever your time comes that football is over, what's like some of your goals or some of the things that you think you're going to get into?
I want to get into like sports agency. I've kind of been learning a lot about investing, so as soon as I can get into investing, like real estate, index funds, just little stuff like that, I'm gonna do that. So I'm kind of excited about that when I'm done. Like I'm excited for when I'm done with football. Don't get me wrong, but like I want to play as long as I can. But I'm excited for when I'm done, because I'm learning so much right now and meeting so many people right now that like when I'm done, like I'm gonna be good. Like I'm gonna have enough knowledge to do whatever I want, but like go in whatever direction I want to go into. So like investing is something I want to do immediately after football. Just start, with what I know right now and continue to grow with that and meet new people and do that. And then after that, in terms of the workforce and stuff, I want to do some sports agency stuff, some strength and conditioning stuff. There's a lot of stuff I want to do in my lifetime, and I got a lot of time. I'm young, so I'm excited.
Yeah, that's true. How old are you?
22.
22? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you this is your last year, right?
Yeah.
You're is this like your, what do they call it, redshirt senior year?
Yep.
There you go. This is your last one.
Yep, that's right.
You excited for that, or you kind of nervous?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You've been there for a while.
Yeah, I've paid my dues, man.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for this last ride. It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be good. What was there a lot of transition up there at Utah State this year as far as like players go?
A little bit. There was a little bit of transition, but I mean, I'm used to that.
Right.
And, this is my three and a half, basically fourth head coach, fourth defensive staff. I mean, I'm used to a lot of transition. It kind of excites me a little bit because, every year there's a new identity in a team, and you got to find, if you find it and you're really good at it, like it shows, and it's a fun time. I mean, 2021, we had a bunch of new guys come in, transfers and whatnot. We went and won a championship because we found our identity and we stuck with it. And I feel like every team has to do that, and I feel like it's a challenge. It's kind of a goal to like find it, like when and where can we find it?
Right.
How soon can we find it? How soon can we build on it? So that's really what I'm excited for. Like I want to do that, and when we find it, like when you know you found it and you're building on it and you're on a roll, like it makes it all the better.
Yeah,
Knowing that you dealt with a lot of changes, in the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think finding that identity is something that doesn't get enough. They don't give enough credit to that.
Yeah,
I think that's a big part of it.
yeah.
Because like you look at that 2021 year, it's like that wasn't the best players we've necessarily had, but like there was like they knew the identity, or we knew our identity, so that helped a lot. Here's one thing about you that I think a lot of people, a lot of young players and just players in general could benefit from. So one thing about you is you've played with pretty much every staff that's been there, at least since I've been there. I was there with you with basically 3 staffs, right? It's like you played with every staff. What do you think helps you get that opportunity no matter who your coach is? Because I don't think that's easy. I think a lot of times either like a player and a coach, they mesh and they gel well together, or they don't. It's like, what do you think's helped you no matter who your coach was?
I always took pride in being the hardest worker. Like I always took pride in, like, especially like right now in the off season, like I think about like who we're playing, and I think about like how I'm competing with them right now. But I also think about I'm competing like with myself. Like I want to be even a harder worker than I was last year. Like I want to outwork myself. And also what goes with that is like when a new staff comes in and there's a lot of changes, also schemes change and things like that change. I also want to be the smartest in the room. So I do a lot of IQ stuff. Like I watch a lot of film, even in the spring and the off season. Like it's no real reason for it. I just want to become a smarter football player. So when he comes in and says something, I know exactly what he's talking about, but he can walk out the door and another guy comes in tomorrow and I can know exactly what he's talking about.
That's what I'm saying. What do you think helps you like stay? Because it's not easy to watch film all the time, especially like in the off season, the spring, where it's like, does it really matter right now? Mm-hmm. What do you think helps you like stay on top of that?
I feel like I enjoy it, to be honest. Like I feel like you gotta love what you do.
Right.
Like I feel like you gotta love every part of what you do. Like it's not just showing up on Saturdays and playing. Like you gotta love what you do in January and February. You gotta love the off season. You gotta love the opportunity to get better. There's an opportunity to get better, not even physically, mentally too. When it comes to the game, there's opportunities to get better. You know what I'm saying? There's opportunity to grow. And I feel like when you take on that challenge and that's why I get so excited about the off season. I take on the challenge. Like I'm gonna be better than I was last year in every category. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put the work in. So I feel like I don't know what keeps me going is just wanting to be better. I just continually wanting to be better.
Do you feel like you've always had that, or do you feel like that was something you kind of had to learn?
Yeah, I had to learn it. I had to learn it for sure, because it wasn't always like this. But I was surrounded with a lot of guys that kind of like not even told me, but just showed me.
Yeah.
Like I saw guys like doing the same thing. I saw guys like coming in every year a little bit better, just a little bit better, and kind of just following them. Like I've had really good leadership in my career from older guys that came before me. So
that's nice.
Yeah, so I think I'm super grateful for that, because I am how I am today because of that. Like, I got to see, like, them reap their benefits, you know, of their work, you know what I'm saying? So it showed me, like, it can happen. It can do, like, you can do the same thing if you put your head down and you do this and that.
For sure. I think it's a maturity thing, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As you mature and, like, you just get to that point where, you know, hey, this is part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to learn to like it. Otherwise, you aren't going to go anywhere with it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, a lot of dudes you see, they're talking about they want to go to the league. They want to go to the next level. But it's like they don't do anything, like, extra.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just show up to practice Monday through Thursday and do a walkthrough on Friday and, like, hope it's going to work out, especially once you get to, like, the college level. And if you want to go, like, every level up, you got to put in that much more work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you got to be kind of like how you said, like, if a new coach comes in, you want to know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if coach asks you a question you don't know, it's like that's your fault. Because, you know, I mean, you know, they've gone over it before.
Exactly.
You know, coach was just testing you to see if you actually watched your film or you actually learned the playbook. So
exactly. I just feel like with college, I mean, with college football at least, I feel like you can take it as far as you want to take it.
Yeah.
I feel like I just that's what I've been telling myself. Like, I can take it as far as I want to take it. Like, as far as I'm willing to go, that's how far it's gonna go.
That's way cool. So, dude, one thing about you I've noticed, like, when you play, you're well, first off, how big are you?
I'm like 5'10", 175.
5'10", 175.
Yeah.
But you're one of the most physical dudes on the field always. Like, have you always been that way, or is that also something you had to develop?
I've always been that way, but I feel like the weight room is something that I picked up in college. Like, I did a lot in high school, and I had a really good strength staff. But when I got to college and I learned how to, like, control my weight and, you know, take the body fat down and put the muscle up and just get stronger. Like, it started being a confidence thing. Like, at first it was like I put it in. I've been in the weight room this off season, so, like, I'm gonna go out here and show it.
Yeah.
And once like I got that little bit of confidence, I just took off from there. It's just natural now.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
And you've even dealt with some injuries too,
Yeah,
right?
a lot. Yeah.
Was like knee? Was it your shoulder last year too?
Mm-hmm.
What happened with that?
It dislocated. In the first play of the game, yeah, it dislocated. I had 2 ACLs, three meniscuses, broken hand, dislocated both of my shoulders.
Was it the BOU game last year you dislocated your shoulder?
My right one, yeah.
That's right. I was there. I was watching that thing from the stands.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, deuce.
I got you tickets, dude.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, man. You did give me those tickets. That's hilarious. Yeah, that sucked. I think that speaks volumes to just kind of your work ethic, though. It's like because I remember when I was there, you hurt your knee in spring ball, and you were back by that season. And that was like, I don't think you were supposed to be back that quick, right?
No.
That's just.
It was something I said I wanted to do. I was like, if we're going to do this surgery, I need to be back before the season. They're like, well, it's up to you. And like I said, if you're going to leave it up to me, I'm going to do what I said I want to do. And I put the work in. And therapy, the treatment was hard. People don't understand, bro. You tear your ACL, bro, it's tough.
I've never done it.
It's tough. It is tough, bro. Like, it sucks. Mentally, physically, emotionally, it's a roller coaster, bro, and it's tough, and it'll test you. So,
is that what it was? It was an ACL.
That was the second. I tore it. The first time I tore it, I don't remember when I tore it, but 3 weeks after being cleared from my first ACL, I tore my second ACL. So imagine going through 8 months of rehab you can't put pads on, you can't play for 8 months. 3 weeks after you're cleared, maybe I think it was only a couple practices, like full go practices, tear it again. Now it's 10 months. So, like, 3 weeks after you just got done with this 8-month journey,
holy cow,
you got a 10-month journey.
That's awful.
And it was like, dang, at first, but then you like every morning I just put my feet on the ground and I was like, bro, like, it is what it is. Like, let's go to work and let's just, let's like do as much as I can to everything I can. And at that point, after that, I was like, bro, whatever happens, happens. Like, I don't really care. I'm not worried about it. I'm not scared. Like, whatever happens, happens. Because I know I put 110% in rehab. Like I wouldn't leave anything out. So I was like, whatever happens, happens. It happened. I came back and I feel stronger than I ever was before I tore both of them.
Dude, that's way cool. That's crazy, bro. I can't imagine that. I had knee surgery one time when I was a freshman in high school, and like that was like 6 months. It was only like a 6-month recovery, but that sucked. Like it's awful. So, man, I can't imagine going through that twice. That's crazy. You do you have is it your brother or cousin who's in the NFL?
That's my first cousin.
Your first cousin, but he's like a brother to you.
Yeah, one of the guys, like one of the cousins that I like literally grew up with.
Yeah,
I was with all the time.
How's that? Has it been cool kind of seeing his journey?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What's his story like? Tell a little bit about his story.
So he's from Carson. He's like 20, like not far from me. He's from Carson. He grew up a basketball player too. He didn't start playing football until high school either. I think it was like his sophomore year or his junior year in high school that he started playing football.
Oh wow.
He played safety. And when he got to college, he got super big. Like he literally came home and was huge, bro. Like he's at backer. The next thing you know, he's at backer. Or he's like you remember striker, like the hybrid position,
right?
He was behind Sua Cravens, I remember. He was playing that position. The next year, he got even bigger and went to outside backer. And then from there, like it just took off. Like he just found his position. That was his position. He started killing everybody. And ended up getting drafted in the second round, and he's in I think 4th or 5th season. He was with the Chargers. He's with the Seahawks now.
Was this his first year at the Seahawks?
Yeah.
What college did he go to?
USC.
USC.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. And so like having someone like that, has that like helped your dreams? Do you feel like that's made you want to be there even more?
Yeah.
Because you kind of see the inside look of it.
Yeah. Kind of like in the competitive nature of me too.
Yeah.
Like I want to be. I want to be like if I made it this far, like I want to be the second one in the family to go pro. And he's like, I don't know, he's like super cool, super supportive of my journey. He's running on the same tracks that I'm walking on right now.
Right.
So if I ever needed any advice or anything, like he's right there for me and stuff like that. So like it's super cool having somebody that close, that's where I want to go.
Yeah, that's actually way cool. Yeah. I've always wanted to, like, I'm trying to think. I've never had anybody close to me that's been, well, one of my buddies is a professional basketball player.
Really?
He played for the Warriors, yeah.
That's cool, bro.
But I never had anybody in the NFL. And so it was, like, always unattainable for me, almost. Like, it seemed that way. It was like, growing up, you always hear it's like, oh, you want to be a professional athlete? Like, don't do it. It's not a real thing.
Yeah.
And so it was almost like that was kind of ingrained into my brain. And then I got to college, and I saw dudes in the NFL, and that was when it like switched for me. I was like, wait a second, like this is kind of crazy.
It's
like,
so much more. It's so much closer than you think.
It really
you know somebody that's done it, and you watch somebody do it and how they've done it. So it's like, bro, like it's right there. Like I can do that.
And that's half the battle right there. Because if you don't even think it's possible, like you're never gonna get.
Exactly.
You aren't gonna get there by accident.
Exactly.
It's not gonna happen
at all.
But when you're like, when you know, and like you can make that, you can flip that switch in your head. Yeah. It's like, hey, this is what we're doing now. Yeah. It's like, it's a game changer. Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest thing people have to overcome. Yeah. But obviously you got to have the talent. I mean, a lot of it is just, it's just got to fall your way. Yeah. But there's a lot that's in your control too. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. You've talked a lot about, like kind of the trials you've been through, and you mentioned God a couple of times. Did you grow up in like a religious family, or what was that like for you?
Mm-hmm. I opened up a little bit. So, with my faith, it's kind of been a real journey. Like I grew up in a Christian household. We always went to church, but it was like my relationship with God was like our relationship with God, my family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like a personal relationship with God. All my life it was like that. We went to church every Sunday, but like I said, it was like ours. Then I got to college, and I started dealing with injuries like we talked about earlier. After I tore my second ACL was the same time that my mom's sister had passed. And before then, I'd been in college for about a year and a half. Before then, every time my mom called me, she prayed over the phone for me. It was like, okay, I'm good. Like my mom prayed. But when this happened, when my mom lost her sister, it was just, I didn't want to put my problems on my mom. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like, and I was struggling too. I tore my ACL for the second time in a year and a half. So I was struggling too. with my aunt passing and with this. And I remember was laying in bed one night. I'm like, dang, like, I feel like alone. This is the first time I feel alone, completely alone. And like I hadn't been talking to my mom that much, and she hadn't been praying for me. So that's when I realized, like, I don't have a personal relationship. Like, it's always been my mom and me, like my brothers. I didn't have my own.
Yeah.
So, like, I started to, pray on my own, read the Bible on my own, devotions and stuff. And that's when I really found my faith. That's when I really, found Christ. And after that was really when I started to see my life turn around, like, in a complete 360. And I started to see success on the field, but it wasn't even that. Like, I was truly happy, and I was at peace, bro, with everything. Like, it didn't matter what you threw at me. Like, I was completely at peace because I trusted that, like, everything was gonna be good.
Dude, that's super cool.
Yeah, bro.
I think that's I think everybody has to go through that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, because even from, like, me, I went through the same thing where it's always like a family thing.
Yeah.
Then you hit that point where it's like, okay, I'm on my own now. Is it, am I making these decisions now? It's not my mom making them for me.
Right.
So that's cool. And then I also like how you said that it was just like your happiness changed. I think when you have something like, dude, I always think about it. It's like these people who just go through life and they don't have necessarily anything they're looking for. Like, they don't know if there's anything after this life, or like there's just nothing that other than the day-to-day stuff that's keeping them going. It's like, I don't know how they do it, really.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's way cool. What is your I've said goals a lot. What's your aspirations with, like, family in the future? Like, do you want to have your own family?
Yeah, I want to have my own family at one point. What's crazy is somebody asked me how many kids I wanted to have the other day. I think that's such an odd question, but, like, I never really thought about it, and now I think about it, like, I don't know. If I have a boy first, I feel like I'm gonna max out at like 3.
Yeah.
3 or 4. If I have a boy first.
Yeah. What if you have a girl first?
I'm gonna try, and I don't care if I have 10 girls and 1 boy. I'm gonna try until
you're going until you get a boy.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's way funny. No, I think it's cool. I think it's there's always a correlation when people have a good family life and they were raised tight knit.
Right.
They always want to have a family.
Oh yeah, because I feel like my family life is the reason why I want a boy, because my mom was a single mom, but my dad was there. My dad was always there. He's there to this day. They did a wonderful job of co-parenting. Like, he stayed in my life my entire life, and but living with my mom, only my mom, and her having 3 boys, like, she's a super mom. If you ever met anybody who's ever met my mom knows, like, she's a super mom. There's nothing she can't do. But I just felt like a man needs to teach a man how to be a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like that's what I want. Like, I want to make sure that's what I do for I want to do what my dad did for me. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be, in the house there for him and all that stuff. But I want to make sure I get to show my dad that he did right. I want to show my dad that he raised me the right way, and my mom that she raised me the right way.
I know, that's way cool. And I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there. There's just, I don't know, there's power in having a good family. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It kind of goes back to having that more purpose.
Yeah.
And just happiness in life. Kind of a little transition. One thing about you is you do a good job with your style and your clothes. Right? Where is that from?
I don't know. I feel like it's just like, I don't know, different people that I like follow, like, I guess. I like one of my favorite basketball players is Chris Paul.
Yeah.
And so I always tell people, like, in middle school, that was the era where we had folders, we had the binders, and we had the little clear slits.
Yeah.
And we used to print out pictures and put pictures in the little clear spots. So when we took our binder out, there was pictures all over there.
Yeah.
And so it started with shoes, because Chris Paul, he was always like, this is when I was playing basketball too. I was in my basketball phase. He was always like the shortest dude on the court. So I would watch the shortest dudes on the court, and they would be my favorite players, like Nate Robinson, Isaiah Thomas, Chris Paul. And so I would watch them, and those dudes were like super good, and they always had crazy Jordans on.
Right.
And so when I would put these pictures in my binder, I would take them out and look, and I always see some Jordans. I'd be like, ooh, I want those. But my mom told me a story that I'll never forget, because my mom grew up in Nigeria.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, and she's one of like 7, but she had 3 other sisters, so it was 4 of them. And I remember it was the bread 11s that I wanted so bad. I used to ask my mom for them like every single day. I was in middle school. She told me a story. She was like, she got tired one day. She was like, you know what? When me and my sisters were growing up, we had 1 pair of sandals. And I was like, okay, like maybe that's just girls. Like they like wearing 1 pair of sandals to school. I know girls that wear 1 pair of sandals to school. Yeah. She's like, no. We had 1 pair of sandals for all 4 of us. Like we had our day, and then when we got our day, we were so happy to wear that pair of sandals. And if it wasn't our day, we were going to school barefoot. And that's like that day. Like I'll never forget the story she told me. I never asked. Like I didn't ask for like a year after that. I was like, I'm cool with the Vans I got. Cool with the $60. Just give me the Vans. I'm cool. But as soon as I got to college and I started getting a little bit of money with the stipend checks, I started going crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I started going crazy. I've toned it down a bit, but I bought a lot of clothes and a lot of shoes and just a lot of stuff. My older brother too, though. He's real big on the style and the clothes and stuff. So I get a little bit from him too.
That's way cool.
Yeah,
dude, that's crazy. That 1 pair of shoes for 4 people, man.
One pair of sandals.
My parents, they're both from just farm towns in Idaho. Mm-hmm. Didn't grow up with a lot of money, but I mean, they at least all had their own pair of shoes. You know what I mean? But
that's crazy.
Same thing, the same stuff. It's like they didn't. I mean, nowadays, I've got like 3 or 4 pairs of cleats, always 2 or 3 pairs of basketball shoes, and like they had a pair of church shoes, they had a pair of school shoes, and they had their work boots, and then obviously their basketball shoes and their cleats. But it's like there wasn't an option. It was like you had 1 pair, that's what you wore, because that's all you could afford. Definitely. It's like we're so spoiled these days. It's crazy.
Crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro.
What's your favorite pair of shoes?
Probably these. Probably these. Right now, for sure.
Yeah?
Probably these, yeah.
Let me ask you this. If you could buy any pair of shoes, like you got that Amex Unlimited, you just get to swipe it and someone else can pay for it, what shoes are you getting?
It's probably gonna surprise you because it's not even like the most expensive pair of shoes. I just like them, but the Union ones, they're like split in the middle. I don't know how to really explain them. I have to show you a picture, but the Union Jordan ones, yeah, they're a little pricey, but they're not as crazy as like the most expensive pair of shoes are.
Let's see. I'm gonna look them up right now. We're gonna see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
They're super creative, bro.
They are. Yeah, dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I've never seen those. Those are dope.
Yeah.
Here's another question. If you could, you like designer stuff, don't you? So.
Yeah.
You got an outfit. Okay, you got to wear an outfit, head to toe. Mm-hmm. What are you picking? Like, do you have a brand you like of shirts, pants, shoes? Like,
shoes. Balenciaga, because they're just mad comfortable.
Yeah.
And but anything else, I like Louis Vuitton has a lot of like really like cool stuff that I like.
Yeah. I like that. I'm some of the designer stuff I'm kind of so on, but the Louis Vuitton stuff, I think that's my favorite.
I like Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton's cool. I'm the same with designer. Like I'm not a big designer guy, but I mean I do like it.
That's cool, man. Dude, when you're not playing football, what are you doing?
I play video games, bro. I play video games. I'm a gamer, bro. Like when I'm debriefed from school, football, just everything. I'm a gamer, dude. I play games all day.
What's your game?
It doesn't matter. Like
all of them,
2K, FIFA, MLB, Madden.
What about shooting? Is you playing Call of Duty?
Call of Duty for sure.
You play any Fortnite?
No, bro. I don't know why everybody's playing Fortnite again.
What do you mean? When did they ever stop?
Bro, there was a point where people stopped playing it. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But everybody's playing Fortnite now, and I'm not. I refuse to download it. I'm not playing.
It's
Fortnite.
The greatest game that's ever been dropped.
I don't know about that.
Well, like, dude, think about another game that's been that hot. You can't.
Yeah, you're right. I can't get with it. I can't. I don't know what it is about Fortnite. It's fun. It's just like I get bored real quick with it.
That's funny.
It's just not.
So you're a big gamer. You're not an outdoors guy. You grew up in the city. You outdoors guy at all? Nah.
Been here 6 years. Never went snowboarding. Never went skiing.
Yeah. None of that. Don't. You'll blow your ACL out again.
No.
Be round 3.
No, I'm really not going.
No, yeah. I'm not. I grew up here, and I'm not a big outdoors guy either. But so video games are kind of your go-to.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't even ask you, what are you studying though?
I just finished my undergrad in kinesiology. I'm doing my master's in sports management right now.
Oh, you're doing a master's?
Yeah.
Do you think? Oh, I guess. Are you gonna be able to finish that before you're done?
Yeah.
You will.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool, man. So you're gonna graduate with a master's.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're all educated and stuff.
Super educated.
That's awesome. Here's a question for you. And I ask everybody this: what's something about you that most people don't know?
Something about me that most people don't know.
Like that might be a surprise to them, or really you don't tell most people.
I don't know. I'm kind of a nerd, bro. Like not really, but like I'm kind of a nerd, bro.
What do you mean?
Like if you look at my YouTube, like there's so much random, like just like weird stuff that like you wouldn't think I'd watch.
Yeah.
I'm a YouTube University, bro. All
Really?
the way, bro. I
That's
learned
good stuff.
I talked about it earlier how I want to learn, like I want to know a little bit about everything, like YouTube, bro. I literally like if I'm not playing the game, if I get tired of the game, I'm literally sitting there watching YouTube. Sometimes I'll take so you know how you have an account.
Yeah.
I'll sign out of it, so it just gives me random stuff to watch, and I'll just click and I'll just sit there and I'll just watch. You know, stuff will just come on, and I'll just be watching it. And I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Let me search that up. Like it's just weird. It's kind of weird of me, but like you should try it. People should try it. Like you learn a little bit.
That's
a
cool.
little bit.
Hey, I'm a big YouTube guy. I believe you on that.
Huge YouTube guy.
What are you? Do you read books or like listen? I don't read, but I listen to a lot of books.
I just started reading books, but I'm not a book guy, to be honest.
Not a book guy.
I need to be, but I'm not.
YouTube
honest.
though, like I feel you though, because I kind of get that same, like from books, I kind of get that similar type of information on YouTube. There's a lot of good stuff on there.
Yeah.
What another question? What's been your favorite college football experience, or just college experience in general?
Favorite college football? I'll go football. College football experience. My first year redshirting. Winning a championship, number one.
Yeah.
Winning a championship, that was sick, bro. Just like we talked about earlier, how many new guys came in that year? Like dudes, like I didn't know the year before.
Right.
They came in and like everybody's just clicking, like you know what I'm saying.
That was wild.
We just like we're a family real quick, and like we're just like all right. It was like, bro, literally some people came in fall camp and we were all like, pick up our bags and let's go on this journey, and we go and win a championship. Like that was crazy. But other than that, probably my first year redshirting, we went to BYU. They went to Michigan State, but and they almost won that game. Lost by 3. But that whole year, like just watching like
that was it Jordan Love's
junior year?
Junior year.
Yeah.
Okay. That was probably besides the championship year. That was probably like the second best year they ever had, right? Damn, you were there for some of their best years.
Yeah.
It's because they had you, I guess.
Come on.
Must have been.
That juju. I'm bringing that juju.
Is that what it did? Oh, I have one more question. I was thinking about this earlier. I've been wanting to ask you this. Who's your favorite team you've ever played, and who's your least favorite team to play?
My favorite team I've ever played and my least favorite team to play.
Yes.
My least favorite team to play is Air Force.
100%.
1,000%.
That's the worst.
My favorite team that I've ever played was 2019 LSU.
That was fun.
Oh yeah.
I heard from a lot of people that was a fun game. Even though you guys got run through, it was still fun.
It was sick. When you look back at it and you look at that team,
They were stacked.
bro, like it doesn't even make sense how they got those many guys on one team. They had Joe Burrow at quarterback, Heisman. They had Clyde Edwards-Helaire at running back. They had like 3 guys on the O-line that were like studs. They had I forgot the linebacker's name, but he's a stud in the NFL. They had Grant Delpit, who won the Jim Thorpe that year. They had Derek Stingley, who was like a true freshman. That was like his best year that year. Like it was just when you Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Marshall. They had just had dudes, bro.
Yeah, that was
and it
crazy.
was fun. Like it was fun to play against some of those guys. Like even me running down on kickoff.
Yeah.
Like I'm just looking around, and bro. I'm telling you, their kickoff, it was their starters, bro. They had their starters on kickoff return, kickoff. They were one of those teams that the special teams, like
Yeah.
It was their
They don't
starters.
put scrubs in for that.
I'm looking around and I'm just like, dang, just running around.
That's funny.
It was sick, bro.
Dude, that's way cool.
Yeah,
No, yeah, Air Force though, definitely
Bro.
the worst thing ever.
bro.
The whole week preparing for them,
bro.
Even
in the off season, bro.
yeah, they start preparing. You guys don't know this, but we start preparing for them like in like April. It's like we're running like they're like Air Force practice. I'm like, what do you mean? It's April. I'm like, we're spring ball doing Air Force practice.
It's dreadful, bro.
That is
It's
awful.
dreadful.
Hey, I will say this though. You never had to be Air Force Scout Team quarterback.
Nope.
I've never been so heated. I think my worst college experience was when they made me play Air Force Scout quarterback. It was my very first year there, and they didn't even give me a ball. So I'm running around with no ball, getting hit every time. I have no option to pitch it because I don't have a freaking ball. Oh, I've told this story so many times. Nothing made me more mad than when they gave me a pass play. Still didn't have a ball. So I drop back, whatever. Someone comes to sack me. I avoid the first person. I just stand there thinking the play's going to be over. All of a sudden, the coaches start yelling at me, throw it, throw it, throw it. I'm like, throw what? I don't got a ball. Wham! Just get smoked in the back by Hawley. And I was so mad. I got up heated. And I'm like, what do you mean throw it? They're like, well, pretend like you're throwing it. I'm like, give me a damn. I was so mad. But that was probably the worst experience I ever had in college. That was one of them. But, Air Force prep sucks. But
for sure.
Dude, that's way cool. Well, dude, it's been a blast. I appreciate you coming down from Logan.
Definitely. I appreciate you.
I know there's a lot of traffic. The drive here was probably long, but I know the people wanted to hear from you.
Oh, yeah.
I really appreciate your story, and you've been, like I said, you're one of my favorite people that I ever played with, and so we had to get you on and hear a different story than most. So appreciate it.
I appreciate you, crew. Appreciate you guys having me, man.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been a blast.
It's been stuff. All right, appreciate you guys.